sitting Trey Lance. Something's really weird here. The fact that the Niners wouldn't play Trey Lance on that 4th and 1 zone read shows you that there's like a reason beyond football that he's not playing. Any casual football fan understands that if that was the call you wanted to go to on 4th and 1 zone read, that you'd be better off running that with Trey Lance. If you wanted the quarterback to hand it off, better to do it with Trey Lance because he's going to draw more attention, right? If you wanted the quarterback to keep the ball, better to do it with Trey Lance because he's an athlete and Jimmy Garoppolo plays football like he's wearing combat boots, right? If you want to run the zone read on 4th and 1, that's the play for Trey Lance. The correct football play is to put Trey Lance in the game for that play. It doesn't start a quarterback controversy. It's just the correct football play. Kyle did it with Jimmy Garoppolo. He got hit, didn't make it. Plus, there was a penalty, didn't count. So what the hell is going on? What's the real reason they're sitting Trey Lance? What's the real reason they're sitting Trey Lance? I think it's pretty simple. I think Kyle Shanahan decided this was the best plan of action before the season started. And no amount of evidence is going to make him change his mind. He made up his mind, and he's going to stick to it. And the fact that there's so much outside pressure from us, from the fans, from me, telling him to change his mind, he's just going to dig in. And I think the only way he would pivot to Trey Lance at this point is if everyone told him that Jimmy Garoppolo is the greatest and that they don't like Trey Lance and that Jimmy Garoppolo should stay forever. I think he just wants to go contrary to what people want him to do. So if we were to suddenly say, start Jimmy Garoppolo forever, we might get Trey Lance. But here's the thing. The real reason they're sitting Trey Lance is before the season, someone in this organization, John, Kyle, sat down and did some Goodwill Hunting math problem and decided that this team with Jimmy Garoppolo was a Super Bowl team and that it would be a shame and really unfair to everyone on this soon-to-be Super Bowl team if they didn't give Jimmy Garoppolo one last hurrah so they could see this through. And that's why Trey Lance isn't playing because he would to go to Trey Lance would be shortchanging a team that's destined for greatness. Cut to now, they're 6-6. That's not what ended up happening. What ended up happening is, and it's not to no fault of Jimmy Garoppolo's, the team is just mediocre. He's playing pretty well at times, but he can't elevate everyone else. He can't elevate Kyle Shanahan. The overall equation with Jimmy Garoppolo playing the way he usually does is just a 6-6 team. And so you're thinking like, what was the reason for not playing Trey Lance again? What was it? It was because they're going to the Super Bowl, right? But they're not going to the Super Bowl. So what is it? At this point, if I told you in August that the Niners are going to start the season 6-6 and not go to Trey Lance at any point, you tell me I'm messing with you. You would not agree with me. You would not believe me. Even the biggest Jimmy Garoppolo fans, you'd be like, that doesn't make sense. Because it doesn't make sense. The only way to justify not giving Trey Lance time to develop on the job is being, 10-2 right now, 8-4. But they're 6-6. Imagine if they'd started Trey Lance week 1. Worst case scenario is they're probably 6-6 at this point. And even if they were like 5-7, they'd be right in the thick of it with the quarterback probably improving. It seems to me that even the season isn't even over, and it's hard for the Niners to justify what they've done. 6-6, you've wasted 3 months' opportunity to get Trey Lance developed, to get him improved. Seems like a missed opportunity. You played Jimmy Garoppolo because you thought this year would be special. But at best, you're a 7 seed or a 6 seed. So the plan didn't work. The plan was a bust. And the sooner the 49ers can pivot away from it, the better. But they won't because they're dug in. If they were to go away from the plan now and start Trey Lance, it would just be them admitting that they got the last 3 months wrong. So once again, they're sticking with a bad hand because they've stuck with it for a long time. Why haven't they gotten rid of Jimmy Garoppolo? Because they've already paid him $100 million. It would look stupid. Why aren't they going to Trey Lance? Because they've already sat him this long. To go to him this late would look stupid. It's like, oh, it just dawned on you that it was a bad idea to sit him that long. Feels like a wasted year for him and for the organization. I mean, trading for a quarterback and not getting rid of the incumbent is unheard of. They justified it by saying, well, we're going to the Super Bowl. Now they're 6-6. There's no way to justify what they've done. Just a waste of a year. Now, people say like, well, you know, it worked for the Chiefs. Worked for the Chiefs. Chiefs had Alex Smith. And then they drafted Patrick Mahomes, had him an entire year. Difference is, though, the Chiefs were 12-4 the year before they got Patrick Mahomes. The Niners are 6-10. The Chiefs knew they had a really good team. It was demonstrable. They were 12-4 the year before they brought in Mahomes. They're like, well, I mean, there's no reason to rush a rookie out there. We are a 12-4 team. The Niners are like, we were 13-3 2 years ago. So we can't play Trey Lance. You were 6-10 last year. You were 6-10 last year, and Jimmy was 3-3. Now you're 6-6. The whole idea of we're too good to play our rookie that we just traded for was ridiculous. No, you're 6-10. You're not that good. You were good 2 years ago. So sitting Trey Lance continues to make no sense. And now, I mean, again, like they're sitting him and it doesn't make football sense. They didn't play him on 4th and 1 when that was the right call. You didn't play him in a game against Seattle when I think mathematically you could prove essentially that he gave you the best chance to win. Without Deebo Samuel, we talked about it in the week leading up. There was not going to be a run game without Deebo Samuel. The Niners were going to average like 3 yards a carry at best. Jimmy was going to have to throw a lot. That's how they lose. And that's how it played out. If they had played Trey Lance, they would have had a running game. If they had played Trey Lance, I guarantee they would have averaged more than 2.8 yards per carry. So people be like, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo is great for the run game because he converts those third downs. Yeah, he allows the Niners to run a lot, but he's not helping their efficiency. For a run-first team, they're middle of the pack in yards per carry. Trey Lance would have that skyrocket. Anyway, he's sitting, though. It doesn't make any sense, and it's unjustifiable. And when you ask about it, Kyle gives you this look like you just asked about his sex life or something. It's like, why are you asking me this? Like, I don't know, man. You traded for Trey Lance. I was over here talking about drafting an offensive tackle to replace Mike McGlinchey, and you moved up. I mean, I didn't even dislike Jimmy Garoppolo that much. You did. Doesn't he act like you're asking about his sex life? He's like, ew, why did you trade? That's private. It's personal.